Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, January 11th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, Msty, and AMZY. I'm going to pull up my trades through the new spreadsheet we kind of been working on. It's a work in progress, but I'm going to use it anyway. So anyway, the trades are being pulled directly to the Excel sheet. So, we'll go through them real quick, especially Tslay. So Tslay, if you look, obviously they had a lot of trades because why? Because they had to close, a lot of their trades. Actually, let me freeze these panes here. Freeze 2 rows, okay. So they had a lot of contracts expiring on the 10th. So I highlighted the BCs, BC by the close, so you could see 6 cents, 18 cents, 5 cents, and then 5 cents again. So for the most part, no touching the synthetic. They closed out the weekly contracts and they opened new ones for next week. So that being said, let's go to the actual file. So here is Tslay. Their synthetic is 480, as we know. They did not touch it. They didn't add to it. They did not remove it from it. But if you look, Tesla's price is at 394. The synthetic's at 480. Very, very far away. So yeah, that's gonna hurt if we have to close this soon. But we do still have 42 days to recover that 17% gap. We shall see. So for yesterday, Tslay, where are we at? I guess a kind of a boring day. I don't know if you guys remember, but 5% was the key word, and we couldn't go over 5%. But we didn't go up at all. We kind of stayed flat. We went down 0.05%. Tslay actually went down a little more. It went down 0.43%. So, like I said, I'm not sure why Tslay went down a little more. But people did sell out of the fund, and maybe the timing of everything, who the heck knows, but it's not that much. So let's look at the trades and see, obviously they won, but let's see what it looks like. All right, so anything in gray, again, we covered previously. So if you look here, they closed the 415, cost 18 cents. They closed the 422.50. Cost 5 cents. The 425 cost 5 cents. So if you look over to the right, yes, these are wins. Profit, profit, profit. An overall profit. They do have credit call spreads, so that did reward them very small credits because, again, they're not worth much at that point. They got 2 cents, 4 cents, and 1 penny on the other one, so it is what it is. And then these other positions, 425 strike price, they closed for 5 and 6 cents, which means, yeah, that's a win. So, success. And then here we have the 415. That was also a win. That one they paid a little more, 18 cents. But regardless, they won every freaking trade, every contract, every call credit spread. It was an overall net profit, thanks to Tslay not doing too well this week. So now let's look at the trades for next week. So again, yesterday was January 10th. So they did not have any trades already pre-existing for next week. So these are all from yesterday. And unfortunately, they went from all these different strikes now just to one stinking strike. So if you look at the contracts, 1,745, 2,450, 8,000, 16,498, they chose 405 as the strike price. That is only 2.6% out of the money. They probably, and I give them maybe a little credit here, benefit of the doubt, they could have opened this early in the day because I believe Tslay was down a little more than how it ended. So maybe that's why, but yeah, I doubt they even, maybe they went 4% out of the money, which is still not a lot. So it's not like it was any, too much better. But regardless, they did that, and they have a call credit spread. They bought a 440, so it's a $35 gap. But we'll see how that plays out. Annualized yield on these plays around 60%-ish. The IV lands at 66%-ish, so I guess it's kind of in line with expectation. If we look at the outstanding shares, we did have a decrease actually of 500,000. So here's the recap. The 30-day IV we said is 66%. Outstanding share total 81.8 mil. Total net income is a loss, unfortunately, but it's getting a little better. But it's only a loss of 402,000. Reaction, yeah, I wanted to give them a cap because they're probably going to be capped next week, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to celebrate their win because they did win their trades this week. So we will end it there. Group A declares in 11 days on January 22nd. Payment information, how is that looking? Well, overall they have synthetic income, which is good, 18 mils worth and 18 mils. And then short call loss 402, so that's a net income of 17 mil, which only comes to 22 cents per share, which as we know, they're not going to pay that. They're going to pay around their IV, which is a 66% IV, and that would be a 76 cent payment. As far as holdings go, though, it's not pretty, man. Look at this synthetic, man. Look at it. You take my money when I'm in need. Yeah. Oh my God. She's a gold digger. She's a gold digger. Look at this, man. I'm sorry, guys, but oh my God. 267 million. Ooh-wee. Right? Look at that. Can our cash and treasuries even cover that disaster? But yeah, man, I know they have nothing to do with it. It's the underlying, but still, it hurts. It hurts. Look at that. It's a Tesla put. This is a put that they sold, 480. We have to buy Tesla for 480 by 221 if Tesla is under 480. Tesla is way under 480. So right now, we're covering that gap here, plus the time value, right? So, yep. So, yeah, that hurts. If Tesla can recover, this pink number will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And eventually, we stop singing Gold Digger and we sing happy songs. And here's the buy call, right? We talked about the buy call the other day, the 480. It's even cheaper, right? It's even cheaper to buy this call at 480. Because again, what is Tesla at? Tesla's at 394. So if Tesla's at 394, what is the likelihood it'll go to 480 by 221? Just look at the cost of the call. Again, Tesla's a pretty volatile stock. You have to pay $10.33 per share for that options contracts. Right? So if you wanted to buy a call, take the risk, say, okay, maybe I can make money on this, then you would do that. But obviously, it's, the likelihood, not too much. If Tesla was above 480, then you would be paying a pretty penny. And our orange number would be much greater. And our pink number would be much smaller. Again, I dug into the synthetic position yesterday. If you guys missed it, feel free to check out that video I posted yesterday. I'm not going to do that every single day, obviously. I try to change it up, here and there. But, because it is a freaking daily video. So I got to do different things. I got to screw up certain things. I don't know. Anyway, total asset value of Tslay is 1.1 bill, which it's almost under a bill. The NAV is 1372, trade price 1374. Synthetic bailout, again, it's disaster. It's pushing down the price by 290, but again, that's because the underlying is going down. It's gone down a lot since they opened. Pretty much since they opened that synthetic position, it's gone down. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So obviously we'll get out of this. They'll close it eventually. We'll take the hit, and then they'll open a new one at the money, and then we can move on from this disaster. But for now, we're going to sing Gold Digger, we're going to cry, and we're going to go, wah, 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 wah. All right? So let's move on. All right, so that was TSLY. And as mentioned, I'm going to cover the holdings. I'll try to do this going forward via this spreadsheet, right? So what does this spreadsheet have? It has everything. So as I scroll, maybe we'll stop here. How did ORC do? BC by the close, 634. Yeah, that's not good. They did not win that trade. OARC also closed and paid 31 cents. Oh, no. Sorry. BC by the close. That was the put. 634. So, and then they sold the call to, yeah, that obviously they didn't do too well on that synthetic. So they closed their synthetic. Did they open a new one? Yeah, right down below. They opened a 570. So they closed the 610 and they opened a 570. So here's an example of where they decided to actually close the synthetic early. It expired 321. You look at the expiration date in column D. So anyway, that's OARC. I'm not aptly what they do, buy call, sell put. So they added to their synthetic and they opened a position for next week, 240 strike price. GUI, BC by the close, 69 cents, 2 cents. They won. Phoebe, BC by the close, 2 cents. And what? 1985. What in the hell? So they had various strike prices. Clearly, it's way off from each other. But they paid 1985 on the other, and they got their ass kicked. So that sucks for Phoebe. Netflix, BC by the close, 110. That's a win. MSFO, 28 cents, 2 cents. They won their trades. Disso, BC by the close, 2 cents, 3 cents. They won their trade. Most of these guys are going to win their trades. Why? Because it was Friday and the market took a crap. Not sure why. I don't even, I was too busy working. It was a freaking busy day, man. But the market went down. So all I saw is the market went down, so I sold puts. All right, JPMO, BC by the close, 8 cents. AMDY, BC by the close, 36 cents. They won. PP, 3 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents. They won. Or 20 cents, I'm sorry, in the middle. PP won their trades as well. That's good. Squee, 26 cents. They won their trades. Murny won their trades, 24 cents. AIYY won their trades, 9 cents and 1 cent. And then we get to Msty. So again, in the new format, I'm thinking about doing something along those lines. Let me know if that's beneficial or a waste. But let's see. So we got Msty here. What'd they do? Buy the close. Buy call, sell put, sell call, buy call. What does that mean? What are they doing? Well, they're adding to their synthetic 950 contracts and they're selling a call. They're using those contracts for the same week. And they're selling calls, a call credit spread. So let's go to the Msty file. Msty. All right, here it is. So I added to their synthetic. I'm running out of room. I'm going to have to add more rows. But basically, they added 950 contracts to their current 315 strike. Now, MSTR, again, this is a little different from Tslay. Their price is 327. So if you're buying a call at a strike price that is lower than the current price of the underlying, you are going to pay a pretty penny. And as you can see, they're paying a pretty penny, 52.07 per share, okay? If you're selling a put, if you're saying, okay, I'll sell a put, which means I'm willing to buy this underlying at 315 by this expiration, but it's clearly, it's out of the money. It's 4% out of the money. It's going to be, you're going to get not as high a credit. So they got 34.85 credit. So you can see, obviously, since the underlying is priced above the synthetic, it's going to cost us a little more. So we had to pay about 1.6 million to add these 950 contracts to the current synthetic position. All right, does that make sense? I don't know. Hopefully it did. Let's see how they did yesterday though. MSTR went down. It went down 1.14%. MSTY did pretty well. It went down 0.32%. So, yeah. Let's zoom out. Got the heater going, feeling pretty good. Happy it's Saturday, busy weekend. Let's crank some videos out this morning. Hopefully the baby sleeps pretty decent. All right, so here's the 950 they added. We could talk about that first. They decided to choose a 350 strike price. That is 6.74% out of the money. I mean, I wouldn't say that's safe, not at all. But they did buy a call, $70 gap, 420, 28% away from helping. If you look at the yield, it yielded about, 116% approximately. Their IV is 98%, so we can say that was slightly aggressive. But there are other trades for next week. Let's take a look at them. At the top two, they don't have credit call spreads, as you recall. So they both have 395 strike prices. It's about 9,000 or so, almost 10,000 contracts at 395. And it's now 20% out of the money. Again, whenever they seem to open positions that aren't attached to the credit call spread, which means they don't buy a call attached to it, they're able to go a little further out of the money, and it ends up that they actually win. So far, 20% out of the money with 5 trading days. This is looking good. I really hope they continue to do that on some of the contracts. If you're listening, Msty Fund Manager, try it out on others too. Why not? Anyway, let's take a look here. 9,131, 9,977, 13,000. What do they all have in common? Well, they all have a 370 strike price, and that's 12.84% out of the money. Is that safe? Not bad. And then the last one, 9,977 contracts, 365 strike price. That's 11% out of the money. So they're in a really good position heading into next week. Outstanding shares, 700,000 increase. All right, here's the recap. 30-day IV, 98%. Outstanding shares, 64,725,000. Total net income, 23 mil. So, not bad, right? What does that come to? 36 cents per share. Wow, that's a lot of money. Not. Daily income, 2 cents. Daily yield, 0.06%. And if you annualize that, sucker, 20.95%. I know, that's not what we want, but it is what it is. Now, it's the waiting game. We wait. First, we wait for the estimate video. I will post it Sunday morning. And then we wait again until Wednesday morning, which is declaration date. That's 4 days away, January 15th. YieldMax will declare that morning at 6:55 a.m., I believe. And you'll see what they're paying, and you'll have that entire day to buy into the fund to get the distribution if you choose. What are they going to pay? Well, we already talked about it, so we'll talk about it again. But basically, guys, they're not making a lot of money this time around. We're in another 4-week cycle. What did they make in this 4 weeks? Well, the synthetic cost them about 6.9 mil, right? As we saw, we had to pay some of that damage was done yesterday because they added to the synthetic and it cost them money. Short call income, they made 23.2 mil. So if you look at total net income, that's 16.2 mil. That comes to 25 cents per share. But since they made, more on the weeklies, let's just look at the weeklies. That's 36 cents per share. And that would come to a 42-cent estimate if all things are equal, which is a 19% yield. Guys, that's not happening. We know that. So when they don't make enough money, when they don't make money, things like that, you always just have to go back to the IV. What is the IV? The IV is 99%. And a 99% yield on this fund would pay $2.16. Last month, they paid $3.08. So obviously, yes, this is a big decrease. However, it's still over $2 and nearly 100% yield, so it's not bad. So my estimate is going to be around this price. Again, I have to look at a few other things, but, hint, hint, it's going to be around that price. You guys know that already. So if we look at the holdings, much better spot. They don't have a gold digger. In fact, the dude is richer than the woman, so that's good. And here's their calls for this week, credit call spreads, except for the 99.05, so that's good. And the value of this fund is 1.8 bill. The NAV is 28.41, trade price 28.48. The synthetic, if they cashed out, would give them like $1.19 per share, so that's not really going to change much because we saw how much did they even make per share? 36 cents. So what's another $1.19? It doesn't even equate to what the IV payment would be. So they're probably going to leave that alone. And then obviously it shows how much the weeklies cost and blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's the update on Msty. Now, I'm going to go through NVDY, AMZY, and CONY, and then I'm actually going to scroll through the rest of the trades. Again, why not? They're there, and then we'll see. I'll try to do it as fast as I can. All right, so here's NVIDIA and NVIDY. NVIDIA had a bad day. They went down 3.09%. NVIDY went down 2.91%. And if you look, obviously, the dates, it was, from January 8th to the 10th, because we were closed on the 9th, all right? All right, NVIDIA is currently at 135. They have three synthetics, a 127, all right, they're ahead of that, a 138, they're under that, and a 148, they're under that. This is borderline gold digger status, but I'm going to be nice, and I will not sing for NVIDIA. But I will look at the calls for next week. All expire January 17th. Let's take a look. 26,018 contracts. We have a 144 strike that is 5.95% out of the money. 2,400 contracts, 145 strikes, 6.69% out of the money. And then the largest position has the highest strike, 77,172 strike price. That's, what'd I say? Oh my God, 77,172 contracts, 147 strike price, 8.16% out of the money. I gotta stop rushing. Slow it down. So, someone did ask me, can you slow down and so we can look at the numbers? I'm not sure what screen he was referencing, but as far as this screen is concerned, think of the shares column, column F, contracts, column N is the strike, column O is the percent out of the money. That's all you really need to care about at this very moment. And they do have call credit spreads. That's the lighter blue on the bottom. I guess it's the lighter blue. It's more purplish blue, but anywhere from 151 to 154 call credit spread or buy calls, whatever. All right, the value of the NVDY fund is 1.4 bill. The NAV is 22.35, trade price 22.37. Synthetic is an overall negative position, negative 23 mil. 30-day IV of NVIDIA is 43%. That would come to an estimate of 74 cents. Again, if you yield it based on the IV. They're part of Group B, and they declare again on January 29th, which is 18 days away. All right, moving on to AMZY. Amazon went down 1.46% yesterday. AMZY went down 1.38%. Again, no surprises really. Amazon is currently at 218.94. They have only one synthetic. It's a 210. So they are sitting pretty, making money for that right now. If they cashed it out, they would have a profit. Now, as far as their calls for next week, they just got the one strike, as they typically do. 12,345 contracts, 227.50 strike price, 3.91% out of the money. For Amazon, that might be okay. They do have a credit call spread, a 235, 7% away. So we'll see if that's needed. Typically, it's not for Amazon. I don't even know why they have a freaking call credit spread for AMZY, but hey, it's their fun, right? So people wanted this, and here we are. But now it's like they're like abusing the call credit spread. It's like always call credit spread, right? But we saw Msty. Msty's changing it up. That's good. AMZY fund manager, man, you're lame-o. You don't ever change it up. So get with it. So the net asset value of this fund is 271 mil. The NAV is 1879. The trade price is 1878. The synthetic, we said, is valuable. It's worth 12.3 million, which is about 86 cents per share. 30-day IV for Amazon is 38%. Keep in mind, they declare next week. So our estimate based on the IV is 55 cents. Again, I don't know what I'm going to give them on Sunday. I haven't looked that far ahead. I'll do that probably tonight or tomorrow morning. But yes, they declare January 15th in 4 days. All right. Up next is CONY. So Coin and CONY. Coin went down 0.48%. CONY went down 0.16%. All right. So CONY beat Coin. We like that. However, Coin is still in the dumps here. It's at 258. They've got various synthetic positions, right? A 280, a 300, and a 320, right? And if Coin is below all three, what does that mean? It means you take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend in need. Oh, she's a gold digger. Way over time. I'm like an old guy singing it, right? But yeah, sorry. I had to do that. It's a 280, it's a 300, and it's a 320. It is not pretty here. It is ugly. One, we got to pay 56 mil. Another, 33 mil. Another, 143 mil. Do we got the money for that? I don't know. Let's go to our broke losers here. No, they have 27 mil, 8 mil, and 19 mil. They decided to marry these gold diggers, right? And they got no money left. So they're hurting us. So yeah, we are in gold digger territory, and it is not good. All right, so there you go. Now let's get to our regularly scheduled program. I know you guys all come here for the singing, so I hope you enjoyed this week's singing verse. Anyway, 10,000 contracts, 277.50, strike 7.23% out of the money. Hey, if that's the lowest, I'll take it. 9,565 contracts, 280 strike, 8.2% out of the money. 5,000 contracts, 287.50 strike price, 11% out of the money. 17,340 contracts, 290 strike price, 12.06% out of the money. So, as bad as their synthetic looks, 4 different strike prices. They sold calls from 7 to 12% out of the money. I like this position for next week for CONY. I think this is a good spot. Okay. Now the value, almost under a bill. CONY is just at the bill mark, pretty much. So the NAV is awful, 1242. The trade price, 1242. Man, CONY's like up, down, all around. People are going to say, I'm selling CONY. I hate CONY. That's going to go back up. I love CONY. But, hey, man, that's crypto. All right, the synthetic disaster, yeah, negative 177 mil. We see that, so that sucks. 30-day IV of coin is 70%. IV estimate based on that, 67 cents. They're part of Group C, and they declare again in 25 days, right? February 5th. So, like I said before, I'm going to go back to that other sheet, and I'm going to skim through the other trades from yesterday, all right? I'll zoom in so you guys can see. There you go. So GDXY, BC by the close, 405. Yeah, that's a loss. So why do I say that's a loss? Well, look. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got to keep in mind the put. So BC by the close, the put. Where's the sold call? So they sold, it expired what? January 17th. Yeah, that's a loss on the synthetic, yeah. So they paid $405 per share to close the 40, looks like, I think it's 40, synthetic position. And then they opened a new one down below, $37 synthetic for March 21st expiration. All right, so that's not good, but it is what it is. You got to do it. The synthetic is what it is. It's just the underlying. All right, so if you look at SNOI, buy, call, sell, put, no, buy, call, what are they doing? It did a buy, call, sell call. It should be BC, right? I don't know. I don't know what the hell they did, but it looks like they closed out the 110. Probably should be BC by the close. It looks like they did win. And then they open a new position for next week. AMZY, BC by the close, 1308. That's the put. So obviously, yeah, they closed out. It looks like part of their synthetic position, and you know, they got their butts whooped, and they closed out a contract for next week, 134, and that didn't do too well either. All right, fiat, the inverse of CONY, whatever. Oh my God, BC by the close, 70.40. Good Lord, these inverses suck. Let me move on. Dips, here we go, another freaking inverse. All right, they're adding to the synthetic, it looks like, and then they're open to trade for next week. Babo, BC by the close. All right, penny, we could do that. All right, YQQQ, another freaking inverse. BC by the close, 1490. Yeah, no, that's not good. But that BC by the close on the put, 167. So they closed 495, part of the synthetic, it looks like, right? Did they open a new position on the synthetic? It looks like it from 517 to 495, right? BC by the close. Oh no, that's the put. 517. Where's the call side? Not sure. Again, this is the inverse. I don't cover them, so who knows what the hell they're doing. SMCY, BC by the close 623. That's the synthetic. All right, so they closed the synthetic position 3,450 contracts, 360, and people. Oh, it looks like because people sold out probably, which means they had to close other positions that expired next week. So yeah, that was overall expense, it looks like. Now for Marrow, BC by the close 220 and 32. Again, people selling out of Marrow, so it looks like they closed their part of their synthetic and then they closed the position for next week. Yeah, so a lot of closures, a lot of people, probably in and out of these funds. It was also from Friday, guys, so that's why this is so busy. And this is Ulti, so I'm going to skim through Ulti very fast, so bear with me. ELF, 36 cents, that's a win. CrowdStrike, 75 cents, that's a win. Tesla, 55 cents, that's a win. MSTR, 495. Yeah, let's look at the new position. They got 788. We'll call that a barely win. Coin, BC by the close, 123, that's a win. Dell, 19 cents, that's a win. Cava, 19 cents, that's a win. Youre, 23 cents, that's a win. Palantir, 9 cents, that's a win. AMD, 28 cents, that's a win. NVDY, 69 cents, that's a win. Roku, 89 cents, that's a win. Upstart, 58 cents, that's a win. Myrna, 33 cents, that's a win. TQQQ, triple leverage Qs, 50 cents, that's a win. All right, HIMS, 2 cents, that's a win. Again, why are we winning? Well, the market went down, so probably saved them on their calls that expired yesterday. Although like this one, that expires next week. They closed it 38 cents, still a win. And then this one next week too, 11 cents, that's a win. So yeah, they closed a lot of trades, opened new ones for next week. Here's Biggie. Biggie, can't you see? BC by the close, 6 cents, 8 cents, 4 cents, all wins. 7 cents, 9 cents, 4 cents, 180. I don't see any losers here. They're overall winning. Soxy. Yeah, that's going to be a win too, because Soxel, or Suxel, I should say, has been having a rough go at it. So yeah, they're winning. You can see the BC by the closes. So yeah, a little different coverage today. I figured, because like I said, I'm working on something with a friend of the community. He's helping me out, and I'm planning on having the daily, we'll have the daily trades on one sheet just like this. And then we'll have the holdings similar. Again, I'll pull the holdings similar to what I'm doing, but I have to think of a format which won't take forever in a day, right? So, because I have to be mindful of time, I have to be mindful of it not being too boring, a lot of things. But let me know in the comments down below if that was helpful to go through the various trades. Should it just be a Friday thing, or should it just be when there's BC by the close, you want to see, did anyone lose their shirts, right? Let me know. All right. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again. Monday recap. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. Outside of that, I got nothing, but it is the keyword. It's keyword time. So what does that mean? It means if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. So yeah, what is the keyword? That is really the question here. Keyword. Yeah, I've really got nothing. But It looked like it snowed last night, so I'm going to be lame-o and do a nice boring keyword and say it's snowing. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, the keyword today is it's snowing again. It's not a lot of snow. I know some people in Canada get a hell of a lot more snow. And I want more snow. If it's going to snow, I say just do it. Make it a big one, right? Let everyone worry, run to the stores, buy all this freaking milk, toilet paper, whatever the hell they do. You know, just lunatics. Clearly lunatics. How do I know? Well, I worked in the supermarket most of my young child, up until the mid-20s. People are nuts. But yeah, the keyword today is it's snowing, or it did snow, or whatever. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Seems like a long video, so let me post this ASAP, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.